Hey everyone, it is Paulina Edmonds and Jackie Wong, and I'm starting to shed a little bit of a tear because it's over. The World Championships are over. Well, you know, if you're a gala kind of person, it's not over yet, but the competition is over, and it just felt like it flew by so fast. Like after the first day, it was just like boom, 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 and all of a sudden we're done. Like I just it was
Snap of the fingers.
it was a whirlwind week. It was an amazing week of skating, and culminating with the free dance that we saw earlier today, and then the men's free skate that just happened now. Madison Chalk, Evan Bates winning the free dance and the dance event. Ilia Malinin winning the free skate and the men's event.
3 world champions
Yeah.
for Team USA. I mean, this is incredible.
That I I can't really wrap my head around that. There was that picture that they were showing on the screen of Ilya
And
and
Alyssa, when they were
on the
little.
podium when they were at like some Asian Open trophy
Yeah.
for like novice skaters back in like 2018 or something
Yeah.
like that. Very cute. Anyway, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about the free dance first, and then we'll talk about the men. Let's rewind to the free dance. I don't remember much from it because my memory is completely shot. So I'm going to have you go first. Paulina, what was your favorite? And I'm
Okay.
going to start processing and figure out my favorites.
Okay, my favorite, hands down, would have to be the Dune program from Olivia
Yes.
Smart and Tim Dieck from Spain. It just was so incredible. I think it's my favorite Dune performance of the entire week, and there were a lot of Dunes. It just was so smooth, and everything was so creative. And I mean, you could hear a pin drop in the audience. Everyone was on their feet at the end. It just was one of those like moments that you had to be there and just like be fully invested. And that was probably my most memorable free dance of the event. But man, I mean, Maddie Chalk and Evan Bates just delivering such a clean, synchronized, beautiful, smooth performance.
Yeah.
Take 5, incredible.
Well, especially since the last couple of competitions they had, they were dealing with illness or they were dealing with whatever, and so you kind of wondered, right? Like, was that going into their head when they came into this? They had good rhythm dances in both of those, but then the free dance was like not necessarily their best. And today they brought it, and you know it was a third consecutive world title, the first U.S. ice dance team to ever get 3 titles, the first ice dance team to get 3 titles in a row since Grishuk and Platov back in the 90s, if you all remember Grishuk and Platov. There was a lot of firsts, and it was great to see them do a different kind of style too. Caitlin Wyatt was saying yesterday, it's a different kind of program. It's not a sort of avant-garde weird program. It's not a traditional sort of more in-your-face program. It's got a lot of subtleties. It's got a lot of just like movements that make the music rather
Yes.
than the music making the
A
program.
lot of very polished details. Everything is in the details,
Yeah.
and they have so many cool and very unique slides and lifts, and it just all comes together
Yeah.
so beautifully to complement their style of skating. So, well-deserved win. It was brilliant.
Amazing. Speaking of firsts, Lila Fear, Lewis Gibson,
Bronze medalist.
bronze medalist. I wouldn't even say surprised bronze medalist because they were really knocking on the door, especially given how their season has been and how the last couple of seasons have been. First British team to win an ice dance medal at Worlds since 1984. Torval and Dean. Like, we're talking about Torval and Dean, and
Yeah.
then Fear and Gibson. Somebody was texting me earlier being like, yeah, they're going to get famous in Great Britain real fast after this
Oh, definitely.
this medal.
And I mean, they
so-
skated to Beyonce. So
I know.
there's nothing like getting the crowd going to Beyonce.
So good. And then, you know,
Piper and Paul as
Piper and
well
Paul.
in second. I mean, they were just so effortlessly smooth. Everything was timed perfectly. Another one of those like unique, not super in your face
Yeah.
performances,
Yeah.
but you were just like captivated for the entire time. They held the audience's attention in the palm of their hands.
Yeah. The thing I love about that program too is the interplay between a traditional tango and the Annie Lennox song, and like
Yeah.
somehow that mix just worked
Yeah.
so well as music, and they just pulled it off so well. And then the other two American teams in the top 10, Carrera Ponomarenko, top 5 for the first time. They got to
Yeah.
be thrilled with that. I saw them afterwards. He had a cut on his hand.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, like I think something with Christina's blade. He's okay, but that was
They
just,
were so synchronized.
thing. Yeah.
They were very on top of every element. Everything was super timed to the music,
Yeah.
detailed. I was very impressed with just how clean their performance was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun. And then U.S. gets 3 spots.
U.S. gets 3 spots.
3 spots at
It's
the
amazing.
Olympics.
It's everything that we want. Michael and Caroline as well did beautifully. That program, it's stunning to watch. It was beautiful watching them at nationals and seeing them here in Boston with that program.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, especially given last season was not the season that they wanted, right?
Yes.
So after a 6th place finish at Worlds, they kind of had a bit of a slump, and then this season was much more of like they just felt like themselves, and it's going to be an interesting thing to see what happens next season with all of these U.S. dance teams trying to get those 3 spots, and then also figure out who's available and eligible for them, and all of that kind of stuff too. It's going to be an interesting Olympic season for that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the men.
Okay.
Up and down, I would say, in the last group. It wasn't quite the like full out sort of excitement, because there was just like some were really great skates, and then we were sort of on a roller coaster the whole time.
yes.
Your thoughts?
I think there were a lot of expected moments and a lot of unexpected moments. So from performance to performance, like you said, we were up, we
Yeah.
were down, we were sideways, we were holding onto our seats. It was amazing though, again, watching the crowd cheer on the skaters.
I know.
And like every skater was halfway through their performance, and you could see them, trying to take deep breaths and get through it, and the crowd was just like amping everyone up, and that, as a former skater in the audience watching, was like so touching.
And you heard so many of them thank the crowd
Yes.
for just being there to just kind of push them as they were getting tired, or as they were feeling self-doubt, or any of those things. It was just amazing. Jason Brown.
Jason Brown, we got those 3 spots.
Yeah.
We got those 3 spots.
I
Jason
mean,
Brown does it again.
Yeah, Jason Brown does it again. The axle is back. I mean, you could hear a pin drop in that program until the audience was clapping for something random, because Jason is just so good at making simple things look real good. So it was a mesmerizing skate, right? And you knew that when he got that 180 point score, he was gonna go up. He was 12th after the short, and so there was a sort of security there after he skated, where you were like, okay, the 3 spots are very much in control now.
Yes.
Versus kind of like being on your on eggshells trying to figure out what all this stuff is going to be looking like.
Exactly. And just watching Jason's performance, he did such an amazing job staying level-headed and not getting too excited until the program was completely finished. And I think that just shows his professionalism and being a competitor for so long in this sport. He knows how to handle himself, and he just went out there and performed everything with such quality and such finished polish. And I mean, we were all on our feet for him, because that is exactly the kind of performance you want to do at a world championship.
So good.
Boston Magic.
Yeah, Boston Magic. I don't know what's happening right now, because there's a lot of clapping over somewhere, but maybe we're missing a party, maybe? I don't know. What's happening? Okay, we're gonna talk about Adam Xiaohim Fa, because he almost did it again. If you remember last year, he was way back in the standings.
I think he was 19th after the short
I
program.
think 17th, something like that, in the late teens.
Yes.
And then moved
And
up
then
to
got the bronze.
moved up to 3rd, and then this time he didn't have as much of a hole to dig out of. I think it was 8th or 9th, and moved up almost to the podium again.
Yes.
The fall on the triple axel was the issue.
Yes.
Another Dune program, which was also very
a
effective.
great Dune program.
Very effective.
And I mean, he threw out so many amazing quads in that performance. It was so impressive.
Yeah.
So really, job well done to him.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see him next season.
Yeah, for sure.
Kevin Amos.
Let's talk about that last group, Kevin Amos.
Oh my God. I mean, also just a stellar performance. He had the 2 quads. He skated a pretty clean performance, and just the artistry and the musicality, the detail work in that program is also so unique. And you know that he's doing it for the art of skating and not just for the sport of it. And I think that's what's so exciting to watch in the sports setting of competition. We're not at a show, but he gave us a show.
Yeah, the one hand front walkover was a nice treat to have. I mean, he does acrobatics, but he makes them kind of like, they just kind of work. They're like seamlessly integrated into the whole thing. It's really great. Misha Shidorov, I cannot fathom how this audience felt when he skated that program, how he felt while he skated that program, how the country of Kazakhstan felt when he skated that program. I mean, silver medal with a perfectly clean skate. I mean, you were with Christy Yamaguchi and Brian Boitano while all that was happening, and you were all like just like floored by what he was doing.
We were all blown away from that opening combo, the triple axel half loop quad sow.
Oof.
I mean, what?
Yeah.
First of all, but second of all, the amplitude of that combo, the amount of ice coverage that he had on that jump. I mean, +5.
Yeah.
I hope he got +5s for that because
Same.
it was insane.
Same.
So yes, we all collectively gasped, and then we were just on our feet by the end of his performance because it was technically like perfect.
It was false.
And I, again, was not surprised by him because he's another one of those very consistent skaters who's been laying it down like that all season.
Yeah.
He won 4 continents championships, and now he's silver medalist at Worlds. I mean, I'm so happy for him. He deserves it.
I mean, I will say, go on the record and say I predicted him on the podium.
Yeah.
But I also predicted him bronze because I thought Yuma was going to be silver. And let's talk about Yuma for a little bit. He was skating second to last. He knew what Shidorov had put down. He knew Ilia was going right after him. Like there was this like sort of sandwich there, and I wonder how much of that just was in his head. Especially, he doubled the flip, and then the program it's a beautiful program, but it just sort of never came together for him, and it was sad to see because when he's even near perfect, he is just so good. And you could see like the wind just got taken out of his sails because he was just not there.
It was tough. I think that opening quad flip being doubled really shook his confidence, and you could see that as the program went on. He was really fighting for everything, but there were a couple more technical mistakes. But with the beautiful short program that he had such a big lead ahead of
everyone except
everyone. So he was able to still clinch that bronze, which good for him. And he's an amazing skater, so I'm sure he'll come back strong next year. But definitely unexpected to see him skate in that manner tonight. But Ilia Malinin,
2-time world champion,
delivering once again. What a great closer for the event and for Boston.
Well, I gotta say, his warm up, not that it was scary, but he did all his quads, and then he went up to warm up for his axle. He popped the axle twice.
Yes.
And we were all kind of sitting there being like, no, he's still gonna do it in the program, but like how is his mindset going to be, right? Like he doesn't pop that jump very often, and he was doing it out there in the warm up, and lo and behold, he goes and does it in the free skate. It was a quarter turn short, whatever. He landed it, and it really set the stage. Like he had the quad flip before that, but the quad axle really set the stage for the rest of the program, and the crowd was just like it was ready. It was one of those things where the first time he did it, I remember at U.S. Classic. Was it?
No, wasn't it at Skate America in Boston?
Well, he landed the first one in U.S. Classic, and then he landed one in Skate America in Boston. Skate America was the one I remember because I was there watching it. He landed the quad axle, and the crowd kept clapping for about 25 seconds, and he
It's
was like
true.
on his next jump, and they were still clapping about the quad axle. Same thing happened here.
Yes.
Like they just knew, like there was a knowledgeable crowd who, many of whom have never seen a quad axle live in person, right? Like just so in awe.
It was an incredible moment. I think for me, the moment that I was the most like, yes, for him was when he landed the quad loop.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
the quad loop this season, he's been having a little bit of issue with at several competitions, but here he was bam, nailed it, and he even did a little fist bump because I know that meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
And so we all kind of knew after that moment, like, all right, he's on, he's in it. He did have a technical mistake later on in the program with double, I
Deluxe.
believe,
Yeah.
but he got it back. He finished very strong, and I mean,
It didn't really matter at that
No.
point. At that point, he could have doubled the rest of his program, and he already had
the point, he had the
enough
high lead.
technical points to be, you know, to have won, and he ended up winning by what, like 40 points or something like that, 30 points. So, you know, that's Ilia Malinin for you. That's what you get for being that good with his quads, and that's the World Championships, Paulina.
I mean, incredible. There were so many incredible performances tonight. You know, we're still also very proud and supportive of our boy Andrew Torgashev. He didn't have the performance he wanted here tonight, but he's had an excellent season,
Yeah.
and he had a wonderful short program. So
Much to be proud of.
Yeah,
right?
we're very proud of him,
Yeah.
and we're ready to see him back and better than ever next season.
Yeah. Oh, before we wrap up the men, Dennis Vasiliev, just one shout out to that program.
Yes, that was incredible.
So good. So good. That's all.
Yes.
That's my shout out. All right.
10 out of 10.
We're gonna close out with just like what are you gonna remember from this?
I think absolutely. I've talked to so many skaters about this actually. Everyone collectively agrees that this Worlds has been one of the most fun to participate in, whether you were in the audience or you were a skater competing. The energy in the arena was unmatched, and this is going to be a world championship that people remember for a very long time. And I hope that all of the ISU events can do it like this one, because Boston, we love you, and I can't wait to be back.
Yeah. Boston, we love you. I know you're gonna get more, hopefully, more skating competitions coming up, because like there's really nothing like this. I've had 2014 Nationals here, 2016 Worlds, and now this, and every single time I'm back in this arena for some big competition, it never ceases to amaze me how good this audience is, how knowledgeable this audience is, and just how supportive they are of everybody, and they just want good skating. They want people to do well. They want these stories that they know so well to have a happy ending, right? And so, amazing. Thank you so much, and Paulina, thank you for joining me and doing all the stuff this week. I mean, it's been fun.
It's been the best. I think we should do this more often.
I think so. Do you think so? I think so.
Let us know in the comments.
All right. Well, we're gonna sign off now, and I'm gonna go cry because this is really sad. 2025 World Championships are done, which means we have one more competition left, the World Team Trophy. Hope you all enjoyed the World Team Trophy, but it also means that the Olympic season is going to start soon, and for a lot of these skaters, they are already over there thinking, like, what's my program going to be? What do I need to do, right? Like, all of that kind of stuff. So I hope you all in the audience, in the figure skating community, are thinking about what you're going to do for the Olympic season, because just like this competition, it's just going to come around real fast, and all of a sudden we're going to be in Milan. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us, and we'll hopefully see you soon. Bye.